To understand what is the connection between the Internet and the Metaverse, we need to understand how Internet changed the society. Namely, Internet allowed for the development of new ways to communicate and socialize. We have Ray Tomlinson to thank for initiating the incredible new era of communication that started from him sending the first email in 1971.
At first, there wasn't much to do on the ARPANET beyond transferring data files among its members. But then, a new capability was added. The first killer application that would bring in the masses and take the usefulness of computer networking to a new level. That killer app was email.
I was actually working on a mail program, but it was programmed for a single computer so that you could send messages from yourself to another user on the same time-sharing computer. And I had written a couple of programs to transfer files, and it occurred to me that since the mailbox that I was sending these messages to was nothing more than a file, I could send that file across the network instead of keeping it within the same machine. And so I put two programs together, modified the code a little bit, and the first email program was created.
Tomlinson did more than just write the code for email. In a keystroke, he gave the world a new icon for the information age, the @ sign.
The @ was the most obvious choice because we're talking about a user who was at some computer, and it just made sense.
Ironically, what would become one of the most popular applications on the internet was a program Tomlinson wrote on his own time.
It seemed like a neat idea. Nobody was clamoring for email. I mean, there was nobody. Our sponsor, Department of Defense, didn't say anything about wanting email. My boss didn't say anything about email. But in fact, nobody said anything about email because the term wasn't coined until several years later. But it just seemed like an interesting thing to do with a computer and a network, and so I just did it.
So then electronic mail became the completely unanticipated killer app, as we say, for the ARPANET. We went from remote login, file transfer, electronic mail in a year flat or 2 years flat, and then it stayed that way for 20 years.
The evolution of social media has been fueled by the human impulse to communicate and by advances in digital technology. Let's quickly review the today's social media landscape. Facebook was launched in 2004 by Harvard student Mark Zuckerberg, and now it has nearly 3 billion monthly active users. Reddit was launched in 2005 by Massachusetts 20-something Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian as a news-sharing platform. It has 1.7 billion monthly active users. Reddit is an American social network aggregation, content rating and discussion website. Its popularity is based on the ability to upvote and downvote user posts. Twitter was founded in 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Evan Williams, Biz Stone, and others as a microblogging site. By 2020, 22% of US adults were Twitter users. It currently has 450 million active users. Instagram was founded in 2010 by Stanford graduate Kevin Systrom as a photo-sharing site and purchased by Facebook in 2012. Instagram has more than 2.3 billion monthly active users worldwide. By Interest was founded in 2010 by a phone app developer Ben Silbermann. As a visual pinboard, Pinterest became a publicly traded company in 2019 and has more than 463 million active monthly users. Snapchat was founded in 2011 by a trio of Stanford students, Evan Spiegel, Reggie Brown, and Bobby Murphy. It is a video sharing service introduced the concept of stories, also serialized short videos. TikTok, founded in 2016 by Chinese tech company ByteDance, this short-form video sharing site was merged with the US-based mobile app Musical in 2018 and became popular with American teenagers and young adults. It currently has 1 billion of users worldwide. Going back in time, after the first email was sent, the next major revolution in information technology took place around 2007, when smartphones and mobile internet devices began to proliferate in the digital space at an accelerating rate. It is worth noting that the first cell phone was introduced as early as 1983 by Motorola. The phone in the image, Motorola Dynatec, weighed 2 pounds, provided 30 minutes of talk time, and took roughly 10 hours to charge. And in 2011, the smartphone sales surpassed PC sales. The adoption of smartphones was propelled by mobile internet technologies. The first generation of the mobile network, or simply 1G, was first introduced to the citizens of Tokyo in 1979 by Nippon Telegraph and Telephone. By 1984, the first generational network covered all of Japan, making it the first country to have 1G service nationwide. In 1983, the Ameritech introduced 1G to the United States. Soon after, Canada got coverage in the mid-1980s. Listening to something over 1G network was difficult due to low sound quality. There was a large amount of static noise and background crackling. No roaming support was provided. Security didn't exist over 1G channel because there was no encryption, meaning anybody with a radio scanner could drop in on a call. Download speed over 1G was also incredibly slow. Commercial 2G networks, or the second-generation networks, were introduced in 1991 in Finland based on the so-called GSM Global System for Mobile Communication standard. This standard describes the protocols for second-generation digital mobile networks used by mobile devices. This was an era of what today we call candy bar headphones, such as the Nokia phone in this image. 2G introduced encrypted calls. Nobody could drop in on your call unwanted anymore. It also improved sound quality, reducing static and crackling noises. 2G download speeds were also significantly faster, but still incredibly slow by today's standards, than 1G, averaging at about 0.2 megabits during its lifetime. The 2G network allowed us to transfer data bits from one phone to another. Because we could now transfer data, 2G also gave us some basic smartphone functionality. 2G's data transferring completely changed how we communicate by introducing text messages and multimedia messages as new forms of communication. 3G was introduced in 2001 in Japan to standardize the network protocols. This means that users can access data from anywhere in the world because the data packages that drive the network connection are standardized, making international roaming possible. Compared to 2G, 3G had 4 times the data transferring capabilities. Because of this increase, video streaming, video conferences, and live video chat, for example via Skype, became real. Emails also became another standard form of communication over mobile devices. 4G was introduced for commercial use in Norway near the end of 2009. 4G technology builds up on what 3G offers but does everything at much faster speed. The benefits of 4G fall firmly into 3 categories, which are improved speed, reduced latency, and crystal clear voice calls. Standard 4G, or 4G LTE based on LTE long-term evolution standard, is around 5 to 7 times faster than 3G. With standard 4G, one can download a 2 GB HD film in 3 minutes 20 seconds, while it would take over 25 minutes on a standard 3G network. Then a device connected to a 4G mobile network will get a quicker response to a request than the same device connected to a 3G mobile network. This makes a significant difference than playing online games and streaming live video. South Korea was the first country to offer 5G in March 2019. 5G has been introduced now in major cities in Canada. 5G is the 5th generation of wireless cellular networks. It is made up of high-frequency radio waves supporting more technologies and devices. Compared to the previous mobile generations, 5G offers incredibly high upload and download speeds, extraordinarily low latencies, increased network capacities, and higher bandwidth. Finally, 6G is the 6th generation mobile system, standard currently under development for wireless communication. 5G and 6G technologies underpin the Internet of Things era that we are considered to be at the very beginning of. So IoT describes the network of physical objects, things that are embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices and systems over the Internet. These devices range from ordinary household objects to sophisticated industrial tools. Over the past few years, IoT has become one of the most important technologies of the 21st century. Now that we can connect everyday objects, kitchen appliances, cars, thermostats, baby monitors to the Internet via embedded devices, seamless communication is possible between people, processes, and things. IoT is a key pillar of the Metaverse infrastructure. It is essential and critical for the Metaverse. The data extracted from the real world needs to be mapped and fitted in an accurately secured and planned manner. It is necessary that the data should be real-time and must be infused in an efficient way for the desired and best outcome.